Sean Cole with DiscountJuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. In this episode, we're going to determine once and for all what is the best juicer to juice citrus fruits. Whether you want to juice oranges, grapefruits, lemons, limes, or maybe even pomegranates, right? You will learn the best juicer you guys should be using in this episode today. So, the most two common types of juicers for juicing citrus are, number one, a Reamer style. So we have here the Tribest Citristar. This is the citrus Reamer I like because it's actually quite durable and backed up by a company that's been in business now for over 30 years making healthy living easy. And it basically has a stainless steel strainer here. All the other parts are all BPA-free plastic. And how these work is you literally cut an orange in half, you put it on here, and it makes that sound, right? And all these Reamer styles work fairly similar. Basically, they have a motor that spin, and you have to plug this in. So if you don't have any power, you're not using your citrus Reamer. The other thing is because there's a motor and all this kind of stuff, this machine may break. In a couple years, I've broken inexpensive citrus Reamers that I actually bought at department stores previously in my life before I actually got some good branded ones. So this style has its own set of pros and cons. For example, when you're juicing, like a lot of pulp will get stuck on this little strainer here, which may clog up the holes. In addition, after it goes through the strainer here, then it goes into this bottom bowl, which then has to go through this little hole, which then comes out, into your collection glass in the bottom. This hole may also sometimes get plugged as well. Also, this machine is louder than the one you'll learn about in a minute, the press. So generally, I don't like personally using this style machine. Over on this side, we have the Amco. And this is the extra large citrus juicer known as the Olympus. And this is the one I use in my very kitchen. I've probably had this for over 10 years now. I mean, these things are built to last. Unlike this one that has a motor that may fail over time, this machine, provided you never drop it, it's going to literally last a lifetime and probably your kid's lifetime and even beyond that, right? Because it's just all metal, solidly built. And how this works a little bit different, right? This has a little lever action. So you got to pull this lever up here, and then you pull it down, and literally what happens is the produce is literally crushed and squeezed, and literally the juice is pressed out, out of the citrus into your glass. So, there's pros and cons of this style machine. This one takes some effort, right? If you don't have a lot of strength, you don't have a lot of good leverage, this is not going to be the machine for you. This is a little bit easier to use, although this requires more grip strength. Like you got to grip an orange and put it on there and rub it in there. Whereas this one, you just kind of need some downward pressure to kind of push in. If you are maybe not as strong, you could stand up on a bench or a stool or something like that and get better leverage to work this style machine. This one doesn't need like grip strength like this one would. Also on this machine, unlike this machine which has some plastic contact to your citrus, which I'm not a big fan of because citric has citric acid in there that may erode down some of the plastic. On this machine, basically all your citrus is touching the parts that touches the juice is 100% stainless steel, so plastic will never touch the juice that you're creating in this machine. That being said, although on this machine, this part here might look like it's metal, it is a metal actually. It's actually aluminum, but generally the juice does not, touch this aluminum. It is all generally directed down. Now, I saw the name brand. This machine started out as the Orange X, made in like South America, I think Brazil, many years ago. It then got bought out by Amico, who's been making this machine solid for at least 20 plus or 10 plus years now. I forget how many years now. But this is a good solid machine. Since that time, there's been many knockoff machines come on the market, right? And so while those machines may look like this, the main difference you're going to find is, number one, how the machine operates. I've had some of them where they just don't line up properly. Things are not properly, pressed, and the juice is not pressed properly. I've had it where they block and bind up in this top area. That's a really crucial point where they have all these little joints that have to work properly, and then that little press thing that comes down. I've also had it where some of these units will break, some like the bottom plate or this plate. It cannot put up with literally the stress of all the pressure coming down, and it'll actually break over time. Some of those chrome-plated ones from China, I've actually had that issue. And the other issue I have with a lot of those inexpensive imported machines is that they're not using good quality stainless steel. Some of them may be actually not even using stainless steel. They may look like stainless steel, but they're not stainless steel. They may be like a nickel or some other kind of stainless steel, or what they say is stainless steel, which may end up rusting over time. This machine I've had for, 10 years maybe. I see zero rust on my stainless steel strainer because they are using proper stainless steel. The other thing to know is that this machine is NSF certified. What does that mean? That really doesn't mean much to you if you're a homeowner, but it means a lot if you're, a restaurant or juice bar. This is a machine that they can use, because it has been health approved, health standard approved for the health department to be used in commercial kitchens, right? Those inexpensive machines out there are not going to have that commercial certification. They're probably not going to pass, due to the inexpensive materials they're using to create them. So whatever machine you buy, I want to encourage you guys to get the right one for the right job. All right, so while this machine is great because it actually has 2 different cones, you could even juice smaller things like lemons, or if you have bigger fruits like oranges or grapefruits, you could use a larger cone. That's one of the pros. One of the cons on this machine is that the cone is one size. So if you have super huge grapefruits, which you could put on this machine, which would kind of work, this machine, it's really not going to work. So if you have super huge grapefruits, then you have to kind of cut them into quarters to kind of put a quarter on this machine at a time and then press it out. The other thing about this machine that's good and bad is that when you press this down, say like these, my hands are like, this is the bottom piece, it's the top piece coming down and pressing on it, there's always a little gap in between there. So if your citrus peel is super thin, right, you'll have some juice left inside the citrus when you're juicing it in this guy over here, the press, right? If your citrus rind is too thick, when you press it, you will press out some of the bitter oils when juicing, if you're not paying attention, right? Because that's a predefined spacing, that it presses out every single time. So I have some ways to rectify this. So if you have a citrus fruit that's thinner, then what I like to do is I like to come down and then come back up and then come back down and get like a double pressing to make sure I get everything. The other thing you can do is once you, have juiced it, you could take it out and then fold it over on itself and then put it back down on here and press it out again to try to get some more. The other way I like to do is I take it out, and when I take it out, I just squeeze it together and just squeeze it over the collection cup, which I'm able to squeeze some juice, and then it just goes in, and then I compost the peels. And so that's how to deal with thinner ones. Now on thicker ones, if you have something with a thick skin like a grapefruit, right? When you're juicing, I want you guys to come down and feel the resistance, right? You're like, oh, I feel resistance. That's because you've gone through all the flesh to get out the juice, and now you're hitting the skin. So, if you're like, I'm strong, I can make it go all the way down. And yeah, surely you could push it all the way down and mash that as hard as you could, but then you're going to get some of the bitter skin oils, right? If you just kind of come down and feel the resistance, and you're like, all right, I'm good enough, I'm going to come back up and maybe come down a little bit more just to make sure I got it all, then you're going to avoid getting all the bitter skin oils. Now, one of the reasons why I like this style machine, the press style, over this machine is because this machine will also juice pomegranates. Pomegranates are antioxidant rich foods, and one of the most important fruits that we should be eating on a regular basis, actually a good combination, is actually oranges with the pomegranates, which is what I like to juice, so that makes pomegranate juice actually taste good. So you could cut a pomegranate in half, put it on here, squeeze this down, and literally it's going to squeeze all the juice out of the pomegranate, which is quite amazing. And you guys can't do juice a pomegranate on this style machine. It's just going to make a mess, fling the aerial pod things everywhere, right? So that's why I really like this guy better. So between these two machines, right, each one's a pro and a con. This machine here is 2 to 3 times more expensive than this guy right here, but this guy is going to last you a lifetime, right? So it kind of depends on what you want. And both these machines, while people think of this as making orange juice when you use an orange in this machine, or this machine it makes an orange juice, what I was taught by Jay Kordich, who's known as the Juice Man, he says these guys really make orange water, because really what you're extracting from the orange is literally the water, or the water from the orange without much nutrition. So in a minute, what I'll be doing is I'll be actually cutting these citrus fruits in half, like as even as I could get them, and we're going to go ahead and weigh out 2 bowls of just citrus fruits that I'm going to juice in this guy and in this guy. We're going to time it so you guys can see how long it takes in either of these 2 juicers to juice the same amount of citrus and how much yield we get out of each machine. Also, you'll see how much pulp and whatnot was created. What I do want to show you guys is actually my favorite way to juice citrus. I own both these machines. I may use this one more, but for the most part, I don't even like either of these machines to juice oranges because they just get the orange water. What I prefer instead is to use a vertical single auger juicer, right? While these machines pretty much only juice citrus, and this guy could also juice pomegranates, they're not really effective at juicing any other produce items. So I always want you guys to get a multi-function machine that will do more than just juice the citrus. So that's why I like this guy over here. And this is actually a multi-function juicer. Actually, it's probably pretty much the same price as this guy over here. And this is actually called the Shine Vertical Cold Press Juicer. And this one works a little bit different. This one could juice oranges, but can also juice juices that are even more valuable to me than simply orange juice. Which, hey, orange juice is great. It's better than drinking a coffee or soda or, you know, many other beverages that people drink, Gatorade these days. But, you know, I personally would much rather have a vegetable juice. You know, a vegetable juice made of 100% celery. Actually, I had that this morning for breakfast. You know, that to me is a much more beneficial than having an orange juice. Or, you know, I could make cucumber juice, you know, which is another fruit, not so sweet. And if you want to do mostly cucumber fruit with a little bit of orange to make it a little bit sweet, you guys could do that in a vertical cold press juicer. Now I am showing the Shine today just because the price comparison to this guy is pretty similar, but the verticals can get quite expensive. Be sure to check my videos on the on this YouTube channel to find the right juicer for you, since I have tested almost all the different juicers out there. Anyways, I like this machine because this one makes more than just orange water like these two guys. These will make a real orange juice, what I consider a juice, because when I consider a juice, I want a juice that has as much nutrients as possible, because the reason why I'm drinking the juice is not just for a sugar rush or sugar hit. I'm drinking the juice for their phytonutrients that I may not otherwise be eating. So you guys know when you have an orange, right, you'll sit there and you'll peel the orange and you'll eat it. But the problem is when you do that, you're pretty much getting more nutrients than if you were to juice it, because at least you're getting some of the pith and whatnot in there. But most of the nutrients are in the pith of the orange. So let me show you guys what I mean here. So in an orange, I've taken these oranges, I've literally cut off the orange coloring, right? And you guys can see, especially on this one, really it's just white pith. And you know, the majority of the nutrients in an orange is right below the skin. Now the skin has indigestible chemicals that we don't want to be eating. They may give you gas or flatulence. So we don't want those in oranges, tangerines, and grapefruits. But on lemons and limes, those oils are edible for us, so we can't put lemons and limes whole through a vertical slow juicer. And so I basically just cut off the coloring, so now I have these guys here. And what I'm going to do for you guys real quick before we get into this regular demonstration is I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to juice these oranges in the Shine. And what we're going to make here is we're going to make a real citrus juice. You guys may have never seen this before in your life, but I want to show this to you guys because this to me is how I like to and prefer to juice my oranges, right? And so super simple, super easy. We're going to go ahead and turn this machine on. That's a nice slow juicer, so it's quite nice and quiet. And we're just going to go ahead and cut up these oranges into little segments. And we're just going to go ahead and dunk that in. And we don't even really need to use a pusher in the Shine. We're just dunking those oranges through. And as you guys can see, before you know it, the Shine is literally crushing and squeezing and extracting all the nutrients out of that orange. And you guys can see on this side, literally all we're left with is the pulp and the seeds that are being ejected here. So to me, this makes a more full and complete, nutritious orange juice that has a lot more phytonutrients, because we are actually juicing and getting some of the nutrients out of the white pith there. And this goes relatively quick. Now, I do want to let you guys know, today I am juicing Valencia oranges. And actually, honestly, if you're using a slow juicer like this, you want to try to choose the navel oranges, because those generally have a thicker, white pith on there, the rind, and so you would be able to get more nutrients from those. The Valencias, though, are better for juicing when you are just simply squeezing out the water. So in the case of the Press or the Citristar, that's the kind you would normally want to use here. So as you guys can see, pretty much in no time we were able to juice in the Shine. And the cool thing about the Shine is that you don't have to just stick to orange juice. Like these guys limit you to pretty much orange juice or citrus juices. This one also allows you to do pomegranates, but literally in no time at all we made a glass of orange juice with the Shine. But we could also add carrots in there. We could have a carrot orange juice. We could add some pineapple in there, pineapple orange juice. We could have, celery orange juice. We could do cucumber orange juice. We could do kale and orange juice. Hey, no better healthy leafy green to eat than kale, right? And so you could do all those things in a Shine. So I really would encourage you guys to forego purchasing one of the dedicated citrus juicers to get a machine that will allow you to make the best quality, highest nutrition citrus juice, but also allow you to juice other fruits and vegetables that in my opinion are a lot more beneficial than even the almighty orange. Alright, so we're just going to let that sit there and drip a little bit. But what I want to do next for you guys is we're going to go ahead and get these oranges all prepped up, and we're going to do a weigh-in so you can see we have even quantities of citrus that we're going to juice in each of these guys, so you guys can see the process, how long it takes, if this guy or this guy is faster, and also you're going to learn how much each juicer yields. Alright, so now we're ready to do our citrus juice off using the AMCO Olympus and the Tri-Best Citristar. First thing is, I basically took oranges, I cut them exactly in half to the best of my ability, put half on this plate, half on this plate, so we're literally going to juice the same oranges as one half or the other, and they're actually the even weight, so I want to go ahead and give you guys a weigh-in to ensure we have a fair fight. Alright, now I want to show you guys the weigh-in and make sure we have a fair fight. 2 plates of Valencia organic oranges. Over on this side, looks like we have 606 grams. All those nice, delicious oranges ready to get juiced up. And over on this side, more nice, delicious oranges, and also looks like we have 606 grams. So it looks like we have 606 grams on both scales. Yes, we have a fair fight. So now that you know we have a fair fight, we're going to go ahead and move these scales out of the way, clean up the table a little bit, and what I want to do is actually time this process for you, because I've often wondered actually, you know, which one is faster, this guy or this guy? I like to use this guy because I think it goes pretty fast, but hey, people that like this guy might think it's faster, so we will be sure to find out in this test. Let's make sure I could put this where I could access it easily without impeding my progress of juicing. Alright, then we'll put it over here. Alright, we got the stopwatch set up here, we got the oranges there, and we got the juicers here. We just need to get some collection cups. I'm using some measuring cups today so we can measure and see how much juice each juicer produces, since we did weigh out the exact produce. I guess the next thing is we're just going to go ahead and I'm going to start juicing here. Maybe we'll use the Citristar first, hit the start button, and we're going to go for it, alright? 1, 2, 3, go! Alright, so we'll probably speed this up for you guys so it goes a little bit quicker. Alright, last orange in the Citristar here. That's taken actually about a minute so far. Alright, we're done. Let's hit the stop. Alright, 1 minute and 14 seconds it took me to juice. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, basically 5 oranges that were cut in half. And we made approximately, I don't know, 10 ounces of juice so far. So next, let's go ahead and use the press. Let me get set up optimally here. I'm in a little bit different weird position here. We're going to go ahead and the reset. So remember, 1 minute and 15 seconds. Alright, on your marks, get set, go! So we're going to speed this up for you guys. Show you guys the process once again. I mean, I think this goes a little bit faster. I just basically push it down, go up and down a couple times, then pull it off. And yeah, we'll speed this up for you guys, save you guys some time. Alright, that was the last orange. Went into the Olympus here. We're going to hit the stop button. Look at that. That took under a minute. So this was definitely faster. Took 15 seconds less. Let's see, normally I basically just pulled these guys out after I went up and down a couple times. The other technique I would say is you could go in and like squeeze each one as you take them out. And these oranges are pretty much a nice size, so that really there's not a lot of juice. Maybe like see like 5 or 6 drips left because they have actually the right thickness of the skin there. So they did pretty good. I want to show you guys actually the differences of what happened between the oranges and actually also what was left, more importantly, in the machines. So I mean, on a Reamer style machine, if you guys can see this, I mean literally these guys are reamed out clean. I mean they're pretty much clean in there. There's not much left in there. And on these guys, what your guys will notice is that, you know, there's still all the pulp in there, right? And you know, if you touch this, it's still a bit wet. Inside these guys, it's a lot more drier. You know, could you squeeze this out more? I mean, the other technique I wanted to show you guys earlier is if you just put this in half and kind of put it on the side here and then come down on it. Basically, you're going to squeeze a little bit more juice out. I don't necessarily do this or recommend it actually. So yeah, that's how that worked. Oh, and then also like in this machine, we're going to go ahead and spin this guy off, and I like to always take this guy off. There's always a little bit of juice left in there, so we're just like to tip it and not get the seeds in there, but get any kind of leftover juice in there. Oops, one seed flew out. And I want to show you guys what's in this screen here that now you will have to clean. This takes me literally under a minute to clean because literally just 2 stainless steel parts. You can see there's like 3 seeds like in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 6 seeds in there. And if we pull this out, you can see there's like a little bit of pulp in there. There's a few seeds in here. This is going to be super simple, super easy to clean. Just rinse this out underneath the sink. You know, maybe brush it a little bit. You are totally going to be good to go. And then over on the Citristar, this is a little bit more, difficult for the cleaning here. We're going to go ahead and pop that guy up. And on here, you can see the Reamer here. There's a little bit of stuff left on the Reamer there. But in this little container here, there's all this pulp. Some of it may have been getting stuck in the screen down below. So you will have to be cleaning all that. In the case of the Reamer, there's nothing here, but it's all in here. And in the case of that machine, it's basically all left in the peel, so cleaning it a little bit easier. Then furthermore, in this little bottom tray that collects it all, there's still a little bit of juice in there, so let's see if we could just tip that out and get it to pour in there. But yeah, this is relatively easy to clean. If I have to say when is usually cleaned, of course, the press is just, there's a lot less parts to clean and less residues left. But most important thing, let's see how much yield each machine made, all right? So we're going to go ahead and put these up right next to each other. And we're going to go ahead and do a close-up for you guys on the comparison. All right, let's do a comparison of the yield. So over on the Citristar, it looks like that one yielded about, right around 10 ounces, I'm going to say, right between 8 and 12. And over on the press, actually made a little bit above 8 ounces. I'll call that maybe like 8.5 ounces. So clearly, right, we have a winner for yield anyways. It was the Citristar. All right, so you guys just saw that the Citristar beat the AMCO Olympus in sheer yield. So that to me was super impressive. The machine also costs less. On the flip side, the AMCO or the Olympus is going to be easier to clean and took less time. So it all depends on what is more important to you. I didn't time, or this is not a yield test between the Shine because we didn't actually weigh out the produce, and it wouldn't really be fair because this one didn't have the peels. But what I want to do for you guys actually is compare what the juice looks like on all three of these juicers in the glass here. Once again, this is not a yield test, so do not take it as such. So here's the juice from the Olympus press, right? And then here is the juice from the Citristar going right in. And then finally we have the juice from the Shine. Now this one has settled a little bit. Let me see if I could stir that up with my finger here. I want to stir it up for you guys so you guys can see the difference. Alright, so once again, this is not, oh that's good. This is not a yield test, but I want to show you guys the difference, right? And now, what I want you guys to look at specifically in this segment is actually like, if you can see through the juices, right? If you have a glass of water here, you guys could clearly know that you could see through that, right? Say you took some water and you put some red food color. I did this when I was a kid. You put some red food color in there, right? You can put a little bit of food color in there so that you can still see through, but if you put enough food color in, then it's going to get dark enough so that you can't see through the juice. In my opinion, the more the juice, you cannot see through it, the more nutrients are in the juice, and this is actually what I want. I don't want simply an orange water that is literally the water from the orange, and all press style machines will make more of an orange water, including expensive Norwalk presses. They generally just press out the liquid that is in the food and may not be getting all the nutrients, in my opinion, based on studies I've seen and testing I've seen. So we're going to hold these guys up. I don't know if you guys could really see the difference on these. I'm here right in front. This is an HD camera. I could personally see that the Citristar juice looks more nutritious to me because it's not quite as see-through as the press style here. But then, of course, if we compare the best, orange juicer, the Citristar, to the Shine, literally I see that the Shine has a much more deeper color that you definitely can't see through, and also it has more of the white influences from that pulp. So in the Shine, I mean, literally this was all that was left. It wasn't even like this. We literally extracted and it literally ground up all this pulp here that I could hold, and if I squeeze this pulp, right, you guys see any juice squeezing from my fingers? I don't even see any drops of juice here. I just see pulp. I can't squeeze anything more because it's much more effective, in my opinion, than even this style that's leaving a lot of pulp here, or this style that's leaving a lot of wet pulp in here, and that's why this one yielded less, right? So, clearly, in my opinion, the winner for sure is the way that I normally juice, which is in a vertical slow juicer for juicing oranges. I will say that I'm quite impressed on how well the Citristar did for its price point. If you want a dedicated orange juicer, this is probably it. It definitely made a higher yield than that guy. Only took 15 more seconds. A little bit more difficult to clean. But, you know, and it does use electricity, a little bit more louder. But overall, I think it made it definitely a more nutritious juice than just the press. I like the press because it took the least time, and it's going to be the easiest to clean. But I saw that, you know, I'm wasting a lot of produce when I use it in the press. So good thing I did this video, because the last one I did of these was maybe like 6 years ago. And I thought the press was pretty good. And I like the press for what it does. But I'm much more convinced now than ever that a vertical slow juicer to juicer citrus, as well as other fruits and vegetables, is definitely the way to go. The final thing I want to do for you guys in this episode is taste test. So we're going to go ahead and taste test the Olympus here. I taste a little bit of pulp in there. Actually, that's quite good. Taste the Citristar. Wow. Big taste difference going from this to that one. This one kind of tastes more like water. I mean, it's sweet, but there's not a whole lot of texture to it. And it's good, but when you taste this, like, maybe on a scale from 0 to 100 taste, this is like 40, and you hit this one. It's like a 60. Now we're going to go for the shine. This is the full body juice with all the white pith and everything. Wow. So here's the interesting thing. In these guys, I pretty much got sweet notes. Like, this is sweet, it's watery sweet. This one, like, more complex, but also pretty sweet. And then when I would drink this juice, which is the same exact oranges that came in the same exact bag from the same exact organic farm, I drink this. It's really not that sweet. You guys are drinking orange juice for like a sweetness. You love that sweetness, right? You don't want to use this machine. But if you guys think that the sweetness in the orange juice is maybe not the best thing, but you really want the nutrients, the bioflavonoids, the things that are going to help your gums, make your skin be bright, because now you can produce your own collagen because of the vitamin C in here, you're going to want this. This is not sweet. That's because it's diluted by all that white pith stuff that really mellows out the flavor, so it's actually not that sweet, and in my opinion, more nutritious for you. Hey, the best deal might be like mixing both. Mix like half and half, so you get half the good stuff plus half the sweetness. Let's go ahead and try this one. I think that'll be more agreeable to most people that expect that orange juice out of the store that's just super sweet, right? In my opinion, we need to kind of move away from these super sweet drinks. Oh, super sweet orange juice is still healthier than Gatorade or soda, right? We really want to move towards drinking more vegetable juices, and so that's where the shine really can allow you to get more fruits and vegetables in you. You know, juice a cucumber with your oranges, right? And have a cucumber orange juice. I think that's an excellent way to do it. So I guess in the end of every video, I have to declare a winner, and I guess between the winner between these two guys, I mean, as much as I love the present, it still is going to sit on my counter, right? I'm going to have to declare the winner of the Citristar. It did make more yield. The juice was more healthier in the end. It only took 15 more seconds, and it actually cost a heck of a lot less than this guy over here. And then, but that being said, if I had to compare all these three machines, which is the best citrus juicer out of all these three now, the dedicated citrus or this guy, I mean, I'm going to have to say the Shine, hands down, wins. This guy has a 3-year warranty. It allows you to juice more than just citrus, including kale and leafy greens and spinach and carrots and beets. Check the links down below for videos I did with the Shine. Actually, the Shine here, even though I used it as my home juicer today, it is my travel juicer. Stays packed in my bag so I can take it when I'm on the road so I can continue my juicing lifestyle. It only weighs like, I don't know, 6 pounds or something. It's really light, compact, easy for travel, but also perfect for the home if you want to make less than maybe 48 ounces of juice in one sitting. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for this episode. If you guys enjoyed this episode, I encourage you guys to support me more. That's the most important thing you guys could do to help me out. If you guys like that I've taken the time to use a bunch of oranges, cut them up, weigh them, prepare them, get this all set up, make the video, edit it, get it uploaded, publish it for you guys, so that you guys can know the truth about what's going on out there instead of me just trying to sell this machine and saying it's the best or selling this machine. I show you guys the options. So you guys want the easiest cleaning, the fastest time, use this one. If you guys have an orange orchard and you don't really care about, you know, getting every last drop out, but, you know, if you have to buy your oranges, then, you know, I'd get this one because it's going to get more, this was drier than any of the other machines. I mean, this still let a lot of wet pulp in there, right? It's the most efficient. If you just want a kind of like regular orange juice and you want it fairly efficient, and you want to spend not too much money on a juicer, get this one, right? And that's why I do all these videos, to share the truth with you guys, because there's a lot of rhetoric out there. I prove it by showing it to you guys. So you guys enjoyed this. enjoyed the process, please purchase your juicer from me at discountjuicers.com. The links are in the description and also the first comment down below this video, so you guys can go directly to each of these products to learn more and purchase them from me. When you purchase them from me, you allow me to continue to make these videos, also pay and keep my electricity bill on, buy my organic produce, so I'm in debt to you, and I want to thank you guys so much for purchasing from me. Also, please be aware that we do have a price match policy. We'll match any other authorized retailer of any of the machines we offer, and we'll match their delivered price. So you don't think you could save $2 and buy it somewhere else. Get it from me, you know, I'll give you the same price. But that being said, I would encourage you guys to support me at full price, because I go through a lot of time, effort, and expense to make these videos to educate people about the appliances as well as about eating healthy and even growing their own foods on YouTube. And your support helps me to continue my life's work and my mission to help make the world a healthier place, one person at a time. So I do appreciate that a lot. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button right down below so you don't miss out on any of my new and upcoming episodes. I've coming out every 5 to 7 days in order to know where I'll show up or what new appliance you'll be learning about or I'll be comparing. Also, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you guys like this orange juice video. Give me a thumbs up. I'll do more videos about juicing oranges and other citrus fruits in the future, although I think this one pretty much sums it up. Also, be sure to check my past episodes. My past episodes are a wealth of knowledge, over 500 episodes at this time on this YouTube channel, dedicated to comparing and contrasting all the different kind of juicers, blenders, vacuum blenders, dehydrators, and pretty soon freeze dryers, so you guys can get the right appliance to allow you to get more fresh fruits and vegetables in you, because they are the best foods on the entire planet. I'm thoroughly convinced. And finally, be sure to share this video with somebody else that makes orange juice, drinks orange juice, so they can kind of learn the truth about the orange juice they have been buying and maybe even a better way to do it. Your support is much appreciated. So with that, my name is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. Be sure to visit DiscountJuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for our YouTube visitors. L'chaim.